There's something you're doing right now that's destroying your chances with quality men, and you have no idea you're doing it. Actually, there are four things that every relationship expert, every magazine article, every well meaning friend is telling you to do, and they're all wrong. I'm going to share these four things with you today, and when I tell you what the first one is, you're probably going to think I'm insane because it goes against everything you've been taught about how to keep a man interested. But here's what I know after working with thousands of women over the last 10 years. These four things are the exact reason quality men keep pulling away. They're why the spark dies. They're why you keep ending up exhausted, confused, and wondering what you did wrong. And here's the kicker. You're doing them because you think they make you a good woman. You think they prove your love for him. You think they're what relationships require, but they're killing the one thing that actually creates lasting attraction: polarity. Now, before you think, great, another guy with a list of don'ts, let me be clear. I don't believe in rigid rules. Rules turn you into a robot. What I'm going to share are wisdom boundaries. Think of them like guardrails that keep you on the path to the relationship you actually want. And here's the promise. As we go through these four things, you're going to feel something shift. That anxious, am I doing this right energy is going to transform into, I know exactly who I am and what I'm worth. I'm going to give you the exact words to say instead, the feminine communication that makes masculine man lean in instead of pull back. I'm Brody Boyd. My wife, Antia, and I have been married for 11 years, and we have two amazing kids and spent over 20 years combined helping women attract committed relationships. I've worked one-on-one with women who are exactly where you are now, exhausted, confused, wondering if they'll ever get this right. And when they made these shifts, everything changed. All right, let's dive in. Number one, never operate from your masculine to keep him comfortable. It's Tuesday night, 11:47 p.m. You're in bed scrolling through your text messages for the 47th time today. Saturday was incredible. You laughed, you connected, something felt real. Sunday morning, he texts, had an amazing time. You reply, and then nothing. Monday, nothing. Tuesday, nothing. And now you're lying there with this pit in your stomach wondering, did I say something wrong? Is he seeing someone else? Should I text him first? But you don't text him anything. You know why? Because you don't want to seem needy. You don't want to be that girl. So you stay silent. You manage your own anxiety. You solve your own problems. You stay in control. And Wednesday morning, when he finally texts, hey, sorry, been slammed. How's your week? You respond, no worries. Been busy too. All good. But inside, you're dying. And you just taught him your feelings don't matter. Here's what just happened from a polarity perspective. You stayed in your masculine energy. You managed, you controlled, you solved, you handled it. But when you're in your masculine, he defaults to his feminine, passive, distant, no urgency to pursue you because there's no polarity. And attraction dies without polarity. Now listen, one of our clients, Allison, lived with this pattern for years. Men would disappear on her constantly. She described it as chaos and insecurity, always waiting for the other shoe to drop. She'd meet someone, get excited, and then poof, ghost mode. And she's brilliant, successful, accomplished, but she couldn't figure out why this wasn't working. You know what her problem was? She'd completely abandoned her feminine energy. She was staying in control, managing her emotions, solving everything herself. She thought vulnerability meant weakness, that having needs meant being needy. But here's what nobody tells you. You're allowed to have needs. Having needs doesn't make you needy. It makes you human. And here's the secret that changes everything. When God created Eve, he didn't create a helpless damsel. The original word is ezer kenego. You know what ezer means? It's a military term that means warrior helper. You weren't designed to be passive and silent. You were designed to be powerful and vulnerable at the same time. That's your feminine strength. But here's what women get confused. They think masculine and feminine is about roles around the house, cooking and cleaning versus fixing cars. No, masculine energy is about doing, solving, directing, managing. Feminine energy is about being, feeling, receiving, and trusting. When you stay silent, you keep the peace. You're in masculine energy. When you manage your anxiety alone, you're in masculine energy. When you solve everything yourself, you're in masculine energy. And when you're in your masculine, he can't be in his. So he defaults to feminine, passive, avoidant, no pursuit, no leadership. And then you wonder why he's not stepping up. Well, here's what partner energy in feminine polarity looks like. When Wednesday comes and he finally texts, instead of, no worries, all good, the best thing would be to share this over the phone or the next time you see him, but you could also share it via text. You say, may I share something with you? That's feminine. You're asking for help, not demanding. You're inviting, not controlling. He says, Sure. You say, I'm feeling some anxiety because we haven't connected in a few days, and I'm telling myself that when a few days go by after we spend time together and I don't hear from you, it means you're not interested and I'm not sure what to do. That's feminine communication. Vulnerable, clear, trusting him to respond. Now watch what happens. If he's a quality masculine man, something in him goes, wow, she just trusted me with her heart. She's giving me a chance to protect it. She's not controlling me. She's inviting me to lead. So what does he do? He steps up. That's polarity. Now, if he gets defensive, blames you, calls you needy, or ignores you, he just showed you who he is, and you found out sooner rather than later. For Allison, once she learned to move from masculine to feminine energy, everything transformed. Now she describes her relationship as calm and elated at the same time. She found a man who pursues her, cherishes her, no chaos, no games, just polarity creating natural attraction. Your voice is a gift, not a burden, but only when you share it from feminine energy, not from masculine control. Number 2, never try to out-masculine him. All right, so you're 3 months in. He's been stressed. Work is insane. Family drama, friend issues. And you care about him, so you jump into hero mode yourself. You're sending him job listings, forwarding articles on dealing with difficult people. You're researching therapists for him. You're giving him daily pep talks. Here's what you need, babe. Step 1, step 2, step 3. And in your mind, you're being helpful and supportive. You're showing him you care. But here's what's really happening. You're competing with his masculine energy. And you can't out-masculine a masculine man without killing the attraction. Here's what nobody tells you about polarity. Masculine energy solves problems. Feminine energy creates space for solutions. Masculine energy gives direction. Feminine energy gives inspiration. When you try to outsolve him, outdirect him, outmanage him, you're forcing him into feminine energy, passive, withdrawn, shut down. And then you're frustrated because he's not leading anymore. Well, yeah, you kind of took his job away from him. Look, now I'm going to be vulnerable with you here. Early in my relationship with Antia, we had a few moments where I was stressing out about an issue in our business, and she'd immediately go into solution mode, telling me what to do, how to handle it, analyzing everything. And you know what I would do? I would shut down. I would get defensive. I might even pull away. Not because her advice was bad, but because I didn't want to be managed. I wanted her to believe I could figure it out. One of our clients, Avni, described this perfectly. She said before we worked together, she was either the doormat or the bitch, flipped between overgiving and overcontrolling. Now, first she'd try to manage and fix everything for him, then she'd get resentful and cold. Neither one worked. She was exhausted, and underneath was this belief, something's wrong with me. So she thought if she could just manage men better, help them more, then they'd finally choose her. But that's not how polarity works. Masculine energy craves autonomy, the feeling of, I've got this, I can handle this. When you rush in with solutions, you're accidentally telling him, you can't handle this. You need me to rescue you. And that's emasculation. It kills his attraction to you. Now, here's what changed everything, and this is what we teach in our coaching programs. A couple of weeks ago, we had some new issue I was sharing with Antia after we put the kids to sleep. And she didn't jump in with solutions. She didn't try to fix it. She just listened. And here's the mantra. Believe in him, don't fix him. Believe in him, don't fix him. For Avni, once she released that need to manage and control, once she learned to trust masculine energy instead of competing with it, she attracted an incredible man. They've now been married with 2 kids, something that never could have happened if she was still trying to control everything. Now, you're not his mother. You're not his manager. You're his feminine counterpart, creating polarity that makes him want to be the man you need. Number 3, never give away your feminine power before he earns access to it. Okay, this one's going to be controversial, but stay with me. You meet someone, chemistry is there. You start spending time together, and within 2 weeks, your Saturday nights are his. You're cooking dinner at his place. You're tidying his kitchen while he showers. You're sleeping together. Emotionally, you're already his girlfriend, but he hasn't committed. There's no clarity. There's no exclusivity conversation. And when you bring it up, he says, let's just see where this goes. Why do we need labels? Can't we just enjoy this? And you say, okay, because you don't want to lose him. Because maybe if you just keep being amazing, he'll eventually commit to you. But he won't. You know why? Because you're giving him feminine energy benefits without requiring masculine energy investment. Here's the polarity principle nobody teaches. Feminine energy is the prize. Masculine energy pursues the prize. When you keep giving away the prize, even when he isn't giving you masculine investment in return, you collapse the polarity. There's no tension, there's no chase, there's no reason for him to step up. And I'm going to say something really controversial here that's going to make some women mad, but it's true, and someone needs to say it. Sometimes the most feminine thing you can do is walk away. Right in the middle even. If a man says something that crosses a clear boundary, something that disrespects you, you stand up, you look him in the eye and you say, thank you for your time, but I don't feel this is the right match for me right now. And you fly away like a beautiful butterfly. Now, that's not rude. That's not cold. That's feminine power saying, my energy is valuable. Access to me is earned, not entitled. Now, here's the key. This isn't about rules. No sex until 3 months. No weekend dates until he calls you his girlfriend. Rules are masculine energy trying to control outcomes. This is about standards. Standards over rules. Standards are feminine boundaries that honor your worth. A rule says, you have to text me every day or we're done. A standard says, can I share something with you? I feel most connected when we have steady conversation, and I love when a man consistently checks in with me. But I ask what you think about that. See the difference? One controls him, the other honors you and invites his masculine pursuit. Proverbs 31:10 says, who can find a woman of noble character? She is worth far more than rubies. Notice it doesn't say she's worth whatever crumbs a man is willing to throw at her. It says more than rubies. When you give girlfriend energy to a man who's giving you, let's see where this goes energy, you're teaching him you're worth crumbs. One of our clients, Kim, was giving everything to a man who was giving nothing back to her. When we worked together, she learned to hold standards from feminine energy, not rules from masculine energy. And you know what happened? Her man completely stepped up. He introduced her to his family, and men don't just bring anyone to their family. Her feminine boundaries awakened his masculine pursuit. Another client of ours, Celine, used to get ghosted constantly. Every month, same story. I thought something was wrong with me, she would say. And when she learned to hold standards from day one, she attracted a man who was committed, married her, created a beautiful life with her. She said something powerful to us. She said, one man told me, I would treat you like a queen, but you have to know that you are one. Now that's when she finally owned her feminine worth. Ouch. Standards, not rules. Hold your worth, release control, let his masculine rise or walk away. Number 4, never protect his comfort over your safety. Date number 3, dinner's going great. You're laughing, connecting, and then he makes a comment, a joke at your expense in front of the waiter. Something in your gut says, that didn't feel good, but you laugh it off. He's just joking. I'm being too sensitive. 2 weeks later, he cancels 2 hours before your date. Work got crazy. Let's reschedule. Inside, you feel hurt, but you text back to him, no problem at all. Let me know. Month 2, you notice he's still texting his ex. When you mention it, he snaps at you. Why are you being so insecure? She's just a friend. And you back down. Maybe I am being insecure. I don't want to be that girl. So you stay silent. You protect his comfort at the expense of your safety. That's masculine energy managing the relationship while your feminine energy slowly dies inside. Now, here's what nobody tells you. The right man will never get defensive when you share your heart. Never. A quality masculine man wants to know how you feel because protecting your heart is his purpose. The wrong man gets defensive, blames you, minimizes you, and that defensiveness, that's the red flag. Proverbs 27:6 says, faithful are the wounds of a friend. Real love can handle truth. Fake love requires your silence. When Antia and I were dating, she had a lot of these patterns. At 2 weeks, she would pull away. At close to 3 months, she literally tried to break up with me. She was terrified of getting hurt again. But you know what? She didn't protect my comfort. She shared her heart. She told me about her anxious attachment style, her fear of abandonment, all of it. And that vulnerability didn't push me away. It created intimacy. It showed me how to love her. It deepened the polarity between us. It made me trust her more. Her feminine authenticity meeting my masculine desire to protect her heart. So here's your framework. Reveal from your feminine and observe his masculine response. When something doesn't feel good, share it with him using magnetic feminine communication. Then watch. A quality masculine man will say, wow, thanks for sharing that with me. I never want you to feel that way. The wrong man will say, oh my God, you can't take a joke? You're way too sensitive. The issue isn't the issue. His response to your feminine vulnerability is the issue. One of our clients, Doris, grew up with a narcissistic father. She had huge walls so big a sledgehammer couldn't break them down. She ignored red flags because she was terrified of being alone. When we worked together, we taught her to speak up from feminine vulnerability, not from masculine control. And now she's in a relationship where she can be 100% herself. She still gets triggered, but her man meets her feminine energy with his masculine protection. When you speak up early from feminine energy, one of 2 things happen. You build deeper polarity with the right man, or you scare away the wrong man. Either way, you win. So let's bring this full circle. The 4 things you should never do. 1, never operate from masculine energy to keep him comfortable. Move to feminine vulnerability. Your voice is a gift, not a burden. Number 2, never try to out-masculine him. Believe in him, don't fix him. Feminine energy creates space for his masculine solutions. 3, don't continue giving away your feminine energy unless he is earning it. Standards, not rules. Hold your worth from feminine boundaries, not masculine control. 4, never protect his comfort over your safety. Share from your feminine, observe his masculine response. All four of these come back to one core principle. Polarity creates attraction, sameness kills it. When you're in masculine energy, controlling, managing, fixing, pursuing, he defaults to feminine, passive, distant, no pursuit. When you're in feminine energy, vulnerable, trusting, receiving, inspiring, he moves into masculine, protective, pursuing, providing, leading. Now imagine this. You wake up tomorrow and instead of that pit of anxiety wondering, is he going to text? Does he like me? Am I doing this right? You feel peace, certainty. You know your worth. You're in your feminine power. And when a man shows interest, you're not desperate for it to work. You're discerning. You're paying attention. You're creating polarity. You're letting him pursue while you radiate. And the right man, he feels that feminine energy and his masculine comes alive. He pursues you. He leads. He commits. Not because you manipulated him, but because polarity is magnetic. That's available to you right now. That's what we help women to step into every day. If you want personalized guidance on where you are and where the next step is, take our free Magnetize Your Man quiz at magnetizeyourman.com or by clicking the link in the description or comments below. A few quick questions and you'll get your top recommendations specifically for your situation. Also, drop a comment below if this resonated with you. Let me know which of these four you're working on. Here's to your incredible love story, and I'll see you soon.